yesterday there was a House Oversight Committee as the current FEMA director was taken to task for how FEMA spends money. I'm sure they don't waste a single
a dime.
penny.
Not a dime. Well, penny,
they
dime.
value our tax-paying dollars.
Yes.
Like Davy Crockett once did when he called them sacred funds. And FEMA feels the same way.
That's their motto, I think.
Same way. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene to talk about it.
I know it may be hard to see from there, but this is a whole list of cities, states, and NGOs that received millions and millions of dollars from FEMA, and this was to house illegal aliens, not Americans, who, by the way, all that money right there, that comes from Americans' bank accounts when they write their checks to pay their taxes.
Yeah.
Do you think it's acceptable for billions of American taxpayer dollars to be spent on housing people invading our country, but yet Americans in North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida are still homeless and have yet to fully receive support?
Congresswoman, we have been directed.
Is that equitable?
We have been directed by Congress to administer the Shelter and Services Program. If Congress chooses to change that direction, we will follow that law.
Congress is changing that direction, absolutely. We're going to put American citizens first, not migrants, because we don't believe that's equitable. You see, the situation, housing illegal aliens while Americans suffer with Americans' taxpayer dollars, that's not equitable. As a matter of fact, that's the biggest failure that could be ever done to the American people. It's such a failure, it should be treason. And that's how the American people feel. As a matter of fact, regular people are so outraged.
He's right.
They are pissed, furious at the fact that they feel completely failed by FEMA that's funded by their money, and yet their own money went to house illegal aliens that have invaded this country. Americans are dead today because of the failures of our border, and FEMA took care of these people. You see, we can't allow that to happen. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Wow.
Okay, so
Nice.
she went through all the money that we're sending to NGOs and housing illegal aliens.
I wish you would have said the number. What was the number?
yeah.
Do we know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
just remember that. She had the millions upon millions of dollars.
Yep.
Now you got to see this next clip.
Okay.
I was messaging with this guy last night who took this clip, Woody Faircloth, who runs Emergency RV Twitter account. And he heard that the government, FEMA, was storing a bunch of these RVs. And he had to see it for himself. So he took time off of work, drove to Florida to find out, because he's in the mountain time zone somewhere. I forget where it is. But he drives to Florida to see for himself. Look at the video he shot of these trailers owned by FEMA, paid for with your tax dollars, that could be taken to North Carolina, where people are living in the tents in the snow, including a 103-year-old World War II vet. Look at this. It just goes on and on and on. He couldn't believe it. Look at this. They're just sitting there rotting. And people chimed in on the comments and said, yep, I've seen trailers like this and such where grass is growing all over them. It's insane.
How many are there? It look like hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Literally hundreds.
And
you could probably
pay
house
for 'em.
every out of their home, every homeless person who got wiped out in these catastrophes right now in North Carolina. How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
266, 306, 489.
6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 41, 42.
I hate to
There's
interrupt
a
your counting
lot.
there, but that's your
lot.
tax dollars at work right there, just sitting there.
Unreal.
Sitting there.
It's
Despicable.
I don't understand it.
It's criminal. It really is criminal.
My last question for you is in regards to community trends. Marn'i Washington had alleged that was what was put into a system that would mitigate these interactions if they felt that it was dangerous. And these communities, a lot of them were conservative and Trump supporters, that they felt that FEMA had created an environment that had stated that those people had made them feel uncomfortable. And that was the reasoning for them passing over these homes. What can you tell me about community trends in regards to this allegation that you made?
Our disaster survivor assistance teams, part of what they do is go out into the community to understand what the impacts are and to understand what the survivor needs are. This is often called community trends, but things that we are looking at are impacts to access, roads that are out, water infrastructure.
Pause it for a sec. So her name is Hun? Hun. Hey, Hun.
Hun Criswell.
I don't think so.
Her name's Hun.
Hun Criswell.
It says right there, Hun Criswell.
Hun Criswell.
All right, hon, go ahead. Go ahead.
Places around South Carolina required oxygen bottles.
If I can just interrupt you real quick, how many people have been impacted by avoidance and de-escalation? Do you have a number for that just nationally, or is there a database for that?
I can tell you that for this particular incident at the direction of our employee, 20 homes were skipped.
20
homes were skipped.
Yep.
Just the 20.
Oh,
so
my
that means
gosh.
a lot more than 20.
Okay, Chris is real concerned.
No.
Chris's actual concern.
What the
Would
heck?
I stop?
What the heck?
Would I stop the
this
video?
is a conversation between you and me. What the heck?
Actually asked if I was serious about her name being Hun Criswell.
That's her name. It says so on the comments. Yeah.
So done with you,
Of
Keith.
course I was
Says so.
serious.
Between me and you, not me and you and him.
Well, I sure as hell wasn't going to just ask him out the qualifiers. Chris is asking.
How dumb do you think I am, Chris? Really? I don't know that's the honorable.
That's why I said
Wait,
I want
what?
to ask. Because I'm scared.
Wait, what? Oh,
What?
Jeffy, I'm sorry. That was
I
short
wasn't
for
privy
honorable.
to that inside
Yeah,
conversation,
yeah.
so.
I
That is
can't read you
not
guys.
Han.
Sometimes
So
I
Jeffy
can't
was serious.
That's a fact, though, Chris. He
I can't read you guys.
You get Topher being serious or screwing
So
off,
great.
man.
You guys are so good. You
That's
guys are
awesome.
really good.
No, that's Deanne Criswell. I don't know why she's going by Hun, though. That's kind of
It's weird, right?
it's a little casual for Congress.
You'd think she'd be pissed, but no.
But thanks to Anna Paulina Luna
I mean,
for asking the
She
tough
got her.
questions.
She got her on record admitting, yes,
Yeah, she
we
did.
skipped Trump houses.
Right.
Full